Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. It's Jokr here. It's time to bring you another hardcore domination gameplay from Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Once again, I'm going with my submachine gun. They're obviously my favorite. And just a side note here, this isn't going to be the topic of my video, but the side note is about diamond camo. Um, I found that submachine guns are really the only type of gun that I like to use in Black Ops 3. The assault rifles, I feel like they just handle too slow. In hardcore, it's all about whoever gets that first shot off. You'll see there's going to be some gunfights that I lose because in hardcore you have to get that first shot off, excuse me. However, that gunfight was not one of them. I got very lucky there with the bullets through the wall. But anyway, guys, I'm here to bring you a 62 and 14 gameplay on Fringe. This is one of my favorite maps, and apparently it's one of the community's favorite maps because I see this map in rotation, and I play on this map more than I think even Combine. And like I said, my role model, Thunder, he talks about how Call of Duty's Call of Combine, and I would agree, but I think that Fringe, this map here, is just as prominent as Combine. But anyway, guys, the topic of the video today is going to be about your video game identity and where my name came from. The story, you'll see, they kind of tie in together. So, um, moving into this, what I mean by video game identity is not kind of who you portray yourself to be on video games, but it's actually who you are. So, a little story here to kind of prove my point to you. When I first got into video games, I told you Call of Duty 4 was the first game I ever played online. Um, and I used to play with some friends from school back when I was in high school. However, I wasn't a very popular kid, right? I didn't have a lot of friends in school. The person that got me into Call of Duty 4 was definitely one of the popular kids, and he was very well liked among the school. And I started to get very good at Call of Duty. I'm not saying Call of Duty is a hard game to get at. Some people have an easier time picking it up and getting good compared to other people, but I found that I was able to get very good at Call of Duty. And what this meant was that these kids that would bully me, pick on me, hated me in school, needed me on their team. They knew that if I was playing with them, they were going to get a win. Even if they didn't get the win, which was very unlikely, they had someone reliable on their team who would communicate. And you know what? Side note, I'm sorry, I have to throw this out there. I'm sorry for that kill right there, Cookie. You'll notice in this game when there's a UAV up or on the left on the kill feed, I'm actually playing with a really good friend of mine, Kaiser Drew. I told you I'm a solo player, however, he's one of my best friends. I play with him every now and then. And he was yelling at me when that clip happened. He was so mad because I had team killed him right there. But as you guys saw, and if you didn't see, go back and watch it, when I turned the corner, his name wasn't there. The first burst, his name wasn't there. The second burst, I already started firing and his name appeared. So, publicly, I wanted to apologize again, Courtney. But going back to what I was saying, they could count on me being on their team as a reliable, communicating player that could deliver kills. And even if I didn't get the win in an objective-based game mode, getting the kills meant that that team wasn't on the objective. And so this meant that I was a highly desired player, and kids that hated me needed me on their team. And that made me feel good. That gave me a sense of purpose with Call of Duty. It wasn't just about playing it anymore. It was about becoming the best to prove to people that hated me that they needed me. And it made me feel accomplished and feel like I had a purpose on the game more than just to play it. And so the name Jokr, where this came from, was, as you, I'm pretty sure, know, Call of Duty has the clan tag, right? The 4. Look at that Superman right there. Sorry about that, bud. And I should not have picked that gunfight. You ever get in a gunfight and you lose it and you'd know as soon as it was over, hindsight 2020, I shouldn't have been in that gunfight. That was one right there. I had started to establish another dominant kill streak. I got in a bad gunfight and lost. But as you know, the clan tags are 4 letters. So the friend of mine that got me into gaming, into Call of Duty, he started up a clan of all these kids, and it was called Jokr. So there was myself, Jokr X Armageddon, there was Jokr X Apocalypse, Jokr X Oblivion, Jokr X Dominator, Jokr X Animosity. and there, I know Jokr X Inferno. There's more I'm forgetting. There was probably 10 to 12 of us, all high school, not necessarily friends, but acquaintances that started up a clan. And I'm sure there's other Jokers out there on, Call of Duty, on Xbox, on PlayStation, but there are none to my knowledge from our original group of friends. I am the sole surviving member of the Jokr clan we had formed. And so that's where the name came from. For a while there, my gamer tag used to be just, my name, my initials, just a really stupid, boring gamer tag. I did have one for a while that I was really proud of called Bloody Nipples. I thought that one was definitely one of my best ones. But when I switched console to the 360 and then eventually here to the PS4, I was able to make the name actually Jokr X and then Armageddon. So I had finally achieved being in that clan, only to then have that clan die out. I'm the sole remaining member. So as you can see, guys, it's halftime, and if I read that right, I got 40 kills already in halftime. This is going to be a good gameplay. But you're going to see, unfortunately for me, that the enemy team ruins my kill streaks. Every time I get close to calling in another Wraith Raps combo, they thwart my plans. And watching this back right here, I'm totally oblivious to the guy in the window. I watched it back and I saw the guy in the window, but apparently when I was playing, I did not see him. So you'll see I come back to try and get him, and what's he doing? I see him on the UAV. What is this guy doing? I don't understand. What are you doing, kid? I pre-fire thinking I'm going to get him, camping, and he was even more campy than I thought in the corner. But part of the reason, I mentioned in the last video that I liked, or maybe it was my first video, that I liked the Wraith Raps combo. And as you saw in the first half, I was too busy in story time to point it out, part of the reason I love the Wraith Raps combo is not only because it can get kills, right? They run around on the ground or the Wraith in the air and can consistently distract and get the kills, but then they also aren't paying attention. That has that distract factor. So you saw earlier I had the clip of the 3 people back to back to back. It was because they were looking around at the Raps. They weren't looking for me. And that is part of the strength that I think goes unnoticed of the Raps. Not so much the Wraith, but definitely the Raps. Is that these rollers can distract the enemy so much, they don't start checking their corners. They don't start looking for you. They just are focused on looking for the Raps and blowing them up before they get to them. And that's part of the reason why I love them. They're unaware. They're oblivious. They totally are oblivious to me running around. What a sad kill cam right there. Not able to finish the 2-piece. Keep my kill streak alive. Like I said, I keep getting good kill streaks, and then I die. And that's part of the reason why I love the Raps. It's so astounding to me at how unnoticed it is that they are delivering consistent results of either kills or distraction. And I think it goes so unnoticed. But anyway, changing gears here a little bit. I'm not sure if anyone's curious or not, but as you've seen, I think 2 of my 3 videos so far are using this Pharaoh. So it's the Pharaoh with the diamond camo. It's got the ELO sight, which I love. When it first came out, I hated it. I was a red dot sight guy. I thought the ELO was stupid. It was distracting. It didn't fit its point. And remember earlier how I said I got into a gunfight I shouldn't have been in? I knew right there I was in a gunfight that I shouldn't have been in, and I left. I wasn't doing it twice. And what is this? Is Jokr using a specialist ability? What is going on? I could have swore that he told me a video ago he doesn't use specialists. And it was for some reason about gunfights? Oh, look! The reason he said he didn't use specialists just came to fruition. You lose gunfights with specialists. I tried to be fun. I tried to use him to get him off C, and I failed. I ruined another kill streak. Back 2 points ago. So I ended up liking the ELO. I use it, but I only use it on the Pharaoh because I feel like the Pharaoh, it doesn't need a sight. I think it has good iron sights, but I have 2 classes, one with and one without a sight, and I seem to perform better, whether it's psychological or actually, a reason. I perform better with the sight. And then after that, I have the quick draw. I've already mentioned in hardcore, you don't get hit markers. It's all about who gets that first shot off. You've seen very rarely where I've survived a shot or I've suffered the death from getting a hit marker on the enemy. And it's 9 times out of 10, you win because you have the quick draw. You can get that first shot off. You can get 1 bullet into the enemy, and that's all you need. So right there, look at that. I'm standing in the window. I hear people shooting. I'm not looking. Dumb place to be. I was out of my element, and I got picked off. Another kill streak ended. So I love using the quick draw. On the Kuda class you've seen me use once or twice, it has the quick draw. I very rarely will go without a quick draw in hardcore. It seems like a necessity to me. Sometimes my friend Cookie that I'm playing with in here, he doesn't use the quick draw, and I kind of get baffled by it. I feel like it's almost like the suppressor. Remember when you would play, maybe not so much this game because of the damage drop off, but remember when you would play Modern Warfare 2, 3, Black Ops 1, 2, you almost always ran a suppressor. You hated showing up on that minimap. At least I did. You hate giving your position away and want to be on the minimap. That suppressor was vital. Why would you have a class without it? That's how I feel about the quick draw grip in hardcore. There is no logical reason I can think of for you to not run a quick draw in hardcore. Unless you're a player that I've already mentioned I hate, that camps in a corner, doesn't let go of the left trigger, aims down sights, and waits for people to run by you. This gameplay's finally wrapping up. It's back to a full round of domination, so it's a bit longer. You know, I had loaded that half round earlier. Look at that, another gunfight I'm not going to want to be in. I try to move. It ended up giving me one less death. Instead of being 62 and 15, I finished 62 and 14. A great game. It had an explosive first half, 40 kills in the first half, and then it really died down second half. You saw I wasn't able to get a consistent kill streak going. I kept dying 1, 2, maybe 3 kills shy of my strong performing kill streaks on a class setup that I think is phenomenal. It has worked wonders for me. Anyway, guys, this has been Jokr bringing you another hardcore domination video on Black Ops 3. Final score of 62 and 14. You got a little insight about my history on the game and about where my name comes from. Also, I'm on the PS4, so if you guys ended up seeing this and you wanted to maybe party up with a game or two, I'm still small enough where I could do that. So leave a comment down below.